you brought one of our guys out there just recently, DeMeco Ryans, now a Senior Bowl Hall of Famer. What was that all like, getting DeMeco and all that crew out there?
That was cool. It was really cool to get to meet him. Good friend of mine that works for the Texans was kind of responsible for vetting DeMeco and all those other head coaching candidates when they were looking for the head coach. And he's like, man, regardless who I talk to about DeMeco, is the same thing every time. Like, what a great guy he was. So it was big for, it was a lot of local interest in having DeMeco back in the state of Alabama, because he was, from the the Birmingham area, up there in Bessemer City. And I've heard so many great things. It was the first time I'd met him. And just a salt of the earth, good dude. Texans got the right guy. There's no doubt. They got the right coach. They got the right GM. They got the right quarterback. So that shows you the Texans are going in the right direction. It's
always special when good things happen to good people, but he's definitely like one of those dudes. Easy to root for. And then when they have success, it's like, man, now you see why. But is it crazy to you how quickly this thing turned around? Because we were all thinking, full rebuild from David Culley for a year to, it was basically in and out, new coach, and then they get DeMeco their dream hire. And nobody was expecting playoffs last year. It was crazy.
Yeah, it's a great jump. Now they've had an off season to get ready for Stroud, so you got to be prepared for that. But you've got a roster that was really been built for like 3 different coaches. Now, now they got DeMeco. They know what DeMeco wants. Like, even for instance, like, we had a couple guys at the Senior Bowl ceremony with DeMeco that were our rookies of the year. And, talking to him and one of the other Houston Texans guys that was there, like, they weren't as high. They really didn't know what DeMeco was looking for on a couple of these players. Like, now the front office and the coaching staff starting to mesh, and you always want to draft players that fit in for your coaching staff. So the drafting is going to keep getting better and better now that they learn DeMeco and what plays for DeMeco, and what he values at certain positions. So yeah, the sky's the limit, man. I'm excited. It's funny, like, the people down in Alabama where we live, when Nick Saban stepped down, they were all fired up to like go out and get DeMeco Ryans. I talked when I met DeMeco, I told him that. And I was like, I told people, like, you're not leaving the Houston Texans, man. No. Especially now that you got C.J. Stroud. You're not going back to college football. That ain't happening. So, I'm excited for Texans fans. He's great.
And Will Anderson and Christian Harris. We'll keep the pipeline of Bama players coming to the Texans, but DeMeco doesn't need to be going to Alabama. He's a pro coach, and he's doing a hell of a job. And it's so fun. And it's what's so fun for me going out to the Senior Bowl and talking with a lot of the players that you bring through there is seeing them get to the next level and having that great success. But a couple of guys with the Houston Texans, particularly Tank Dell, the injury really stunk. And then, of course, the offseason shooting was, oh, my God. But that kid and what we saw from him, and by the way, he's doing well, and he's already back out there running routes and all that. But what a monumental – I remember watching him at the week of the Senior Bowl. He dropped a couple of kickoffs and that kind of thing, but, like, you saw the raw talent and the speed.
Yeah, he's special. He's special. He's a little guy. And little guys have to be special, and he is. That's not many guys his size go in the 3rd round, and he showed last year that it was justified before the injury. So, it's been cool off season seeing him back on the field, doing his thing, and he looks great. And year 2 should be even better. And I know that he and Stroud have a great chemistry together. I think that might have been part of the reason they picked him. I think those guys worked out a little bit pre-draft. Now you got, and I was talking to DeMeco about this, now you got Nico and Diggs outside and Tank in the slot. I would put that threesome up against any receiver group in the league. That's from where they were a couple years ago at wide receiver to where they are now. Unbelievable position group.
Yeah, and Dalton Schultz at tight end, and then they go get Joe Mixon in the backfield.
And Dameon Pierce. So, yeah, they're and again, talking to those guys, they're excited about what Damien's going to be. He came back really, really hungry. After the Joe Mixon thing, he's had a great offseason. So now you got like a 1-2 pairing in the backfield, man. They're going to be hard to stop.
Oh, it's crazy, too. I saw Nick Caserio at the Senior Bowl this year, and it really is what you've set up there, Mobile. It really is a great showcase of the best of the best. It used to be you had some big names, but now every year the Senior Bowl, it's the biggest marquee names coming out of college wanting to make that leap to the next level. And you guys every year, it used to just be, maybe like a scout from each team, but now it's multiple scouts, head coaches, GM, everybody has to be there, Mobile, to see this talent.
Yeah, we credentialed almost 1,000 NFL guys last year, so that's about 30 a team. No, it's great. I appreciate you saying that. No, it's a great event. It always has been. But the caliber of players, and hopefully it's building on this. But we're coming off our best year. We had 110 players drafted. That was 43% of the entire draft. Most importantly, if we're going to have a good game and people are going to pay attention, you have to have stars. We had 10 first-round picks, 2 quarterbacks. Nix and Penix go in the top 12, and 45 of the top 100 players. So we're getting a really high caliber of player, and I give our staff a ton of credit. We work our butts off. We just hired someone that was let go by the Texans. Like we hire a scouting staff of guys that have all been in the NFL. So we're trying to do it the right way. Hopefully this thing will keep building on itself. But thank you for recognizing that. Is
Nick Caserio more human off a microphone than he is on a? I mean, on a microphone, it's like that Bill Belichick process. You just can't get him out of it.
Well, yeah, he is, and I've even noticed on the media side, like he's changing a little bit. Like yes, there was a lot of Bill-isms and everything when he first got the job, but I think Nick's settling in. He's a great guy. I'm just telling you, I've worked with this guy, one of the smartest football men I've ever been around. I mean, he bounced back between coaching and scouting flawlessly. Not many scouts could do that, and not many coaches could go to the scouting side. So, no, and I've given Nick a lot of credit, deservedly so. He's stuck to his guns, man. Like you hear a lot of GMs give lip service to bringing in guys that love football and high-end competitors, and then they get to draft day and it's all out the window and they're taking a bunch of sketchy guys. Like Nick has stuck to his guns. He's taking good football character guys, and it's paid off. So I give him a lot of credit. He's doing a great job.
Give me a guy or two you guys had at the Senior Bowl this year just got drafted that you think you're excited to see at the next level as a rookie.
Oh shoot, man! There is the bunch, and now my brain's like, where like Braden Fisk from Florida State was kind of the talk of the week, defensive tackle from Florida State, and it became a really cool story over draft weekend because they took Jared Verse in the first round, his Florida State teammate, and then they come back and trade up. They gave up a ton to move up and get Braden, and then there was that viral video of they have their PR staff picking up Verse from the airport from LAX, and they're trying to get him to the facility for when they make the Braden Fisk pick. Just guys like that, but there's a bunch, man. I'd like if Bo Nix ends up being the starting quarterback in Denver, I'd be curious to see what that looks like. And guys like Latu, who was the first defensive player taken to the Colts. I love that kid. Had football taken away from him when he was at Washington, told he couldn't play because of a heart condition, and fast forward 3 years, he's the first defensive player taken in the draft. So I want to see all these guys, man. That's what's so fun in this role. It's sometimes around draft time I miss working for a team, but when you get on Sundays during the fall, I just sit back and I just kind of follow all our guys and see how they're doing. That's why last year, watching Tank do his thing and watch Nico break out, Nico Collins break out, like that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's so fun. I mean, I think back to even as far as you guys had Dak Prescott. I mean, it's guys that, you see as a college player, they're pretty good, but you start to see those glimpses at the Senior Bowl, and they start to take that next leap. He is Jim Nagy of the Reese Senior Bowl, and always good to catch up with you, man. Thanks so much for taking some time.
Awesome. This was great. Thank you.
More right after this.